Hello everyone, my name is Clementine and welcome back to Clementine Creative. I'm back with another video. This week's video is slightly different. It's going to be real time, so everything you see me doing right now on the screen is real time. I decided for this video because real time videos are much easier to follow for those who are a little bit less experienced, and I thought it that way you could learn more. Just by watching me basically create whatever it is that I'm going to create, because I don't know yet. So without further ado, let's get into it. So what I was kind of thinking about doing is just starting with female character, just because I feel like female characters are a little bit harder to create. But actually, before we get into this, this video might be a little bit weird. I'm not exactly at home right now, so this is like not my normal setup. If you hear any background noise, just ignore it. Let's just focus on the actual recording. But yeah, let's leave all that weird stuff away. Let's leave all that weird stuff away. No, that's some really nice English right there. And I also am I have a cold, so we're also gonna have that kind of obscure our awesomeness. Whatever. So this video might be a little bit longer, but I'll try to make it like 30 minutes max. Hopefully, I'll see how this will work out. Right, let's get into it. So the first thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna learn how to draw a pose, and we're gonna use a lot of circles for this. So ovals such as these, kind of like eggs. So we have like egg shape, circle shapes, and then this kind of a weird shape. So these are the main shapes that we're going to be using in this tutorial. It's very simple, nothing too hard, but I'm actually going to need to draw this on a different layer. So you'll have a layer PSD file later. So let's actually put that on a different layer. So we have a circle. Now we have this kind of an egg shape right here, and then this weird explosion thing right here. So these are our main components of a female body, and we're gonna use these. And I might actually just use these, but you'll see what I'm gonna do. So we're gonna kind of make these a little bit smaller. We're just gonna leave them right up there in the corner. So these are our guidelines, kind of. So we want to start with a circle. If you whenever you draw heads, it's good that you just start with circles. It's a basic shape, and it's very easy to visualize because of its simplicity. And that way, I feel like a lot of professionals actually always kind of start with the circle. It's just very easy and it only makes sense. So yeah. So the shape is in. I think I had to cut that out. I was actually talking to someone here. But okay, we start off with the neck. And always make sure that the neck is thick enough. Now, the tendency that some creators of concepts, the beginning ones that they have is, and they create a face such as this one. I'm gonna sketch it out really fast. Is they create really thin necks like so. This is okay if you're doing like manga or whatever for women, right? But we're trying to not do manga, so thicker, not too thick, but a little bit thicker than what you're normally used to if you draw manga. So now we have like the head, and this is like a really good start point, because now that we have the head, everything else will just fall in place and we'll be able to kind of measure it as we go. Now I was kind of thinking that I don't want to draw this body exactly like straight on, like so, a little bit of a 3/4 view. So obviously she's going to be a little bit in perspective, right? So we draw some of these let's draw in some of these perspective lines right here. Now, I usually don't draw these. If you've watched my videos before, you see that I don't really draw these, but I'm gonna try to draw these now. Alright, so what we do now. So what I usually do here is I go out onto the shoulders. So for the shoulders, we just use circles, right? That's, you know, pretty easy, pretty obvious. Alright, so this kind of looked weird, but let's draw again. And okay, we have like a little circle thing. Now don't worry, this is all sketch as of now, so you know. What I like to do with my characters is that I make them face me forward, because I like the characters, my characters to look at me when I'm like drawing them or whatever. You know, they always kind of face you forward. You get to see their face, so that's why I always draw the characters. You know, their head basically just being tilted, you know, straight, and then everything else in the three-quarter view. So we have that kind of inside. You know, this might be a little bit of a, you know, a little bit too big, but we'll take care of this later. So nothing to worry about now. The only thing that's a little bit too big is the sketch here, the sketchy circle, but everything else is gonna kind of work out pretty good. So yeah. There we go. We're dropping these ears. It's a really weird ear. We drop these in these ears. Alright, so we have that, right? So now we're gonna use these circles and ovals or whatever. So these come into play now. And just for the sake of using these that I just drew up here, I'm gonna just select them, pull them out, and I'm actually gonna make a copy of these, like so. And I'm gonna use them right here. And we're gonna turn this actually like this. So her body is tilted in a little bit. And I'm just gonna, while they're still selected, I'm gonna mute it a little bit so it's a lot brighter. There we go. That is in here now. So this is the shape that we're using here. And the next shape is this. Not the circle, it's this weird, kind of like a egg that's been squashed shape. We also selected, not too big, we just want to put it right here somewhere. You know, you kind of adjust this as you go. Maybe make it a little bit bigger, like so. We throw in this shape and we kind of light it out. So these are our body components. And you might already start seeing the shape here, you know, the body. So for the arms, I'm just gonna draw the circles here. For the shoulder, that circle's a little bit too small. And I'll just kind of, you know, the arms really, you know, you do whatever you want with these. Here, I'm gonna make like as if she's holding herself, like her arm right there. So this is kind of what I was thinking for this arm here. So I'm not really drawing anything else but like stick figures now. Okay, so now I'm kind of going to light up this line that I just drew, and I'm going to concentrate on the body. So we can see that this is where they intersect. So if we're going to be drawing this, we have the egg shape, and then we have this weird shape. This one kind of, if this is the middle of the egg, this one may become slightly above the middle of the middle. So this is the middle of the egg, right? Kind of, not exactly, but you know, you get the gist of it. So this is kind of the middle, and this shape is a little bit above that, right? So I would say somewhere around like almost 3/4, maybe a little bit less. So we just scratch that. All right, now let's go into drawing the body. So all we have to do now is just connect these shapes. And obviously this is, you know, this shape is going to need some editing to be done to it. You know, some bits and pieces are gonna have to be fixed, but you know, just kind of follow the lines that you kind of, you know, basically threw in there. So now we have a flat-chested woman. You don't want to draw in the boobs just yet. You want to kind of leave that for later. Maybe actually make this intersection up here a little bit higher up, like that. So right now it still looks a little bit weird. Like I said, a lot of fixing, I mean, not a lot, a little bit of fixing here and there, but you know, a lot of this also comes from just practice. So now I'm gonna delete all these lines here that I drew as guidelines. You know, these are gonna go away. And even the little arm thing, because we kind of want this area to be free. And I'm gonna light up this area because this is where the breast will come in. I'm just gonna fix that a little bit, make her a little waist a little bit more. So this, you need to realize this is a stylized character, so you can, you know, really play around with her body a little bit. So if the ribs were in here, this is kind of how they would go, you know, like this maybe. And then, you know, it kind of goes in here and outside again and down, right? This is her body basically now. We're just gonna delete this. I can actually ribs inside, it kind of will help me out. So now we have that. I want to draw the arm next. Now, this is usually not the case when I work, but in this particular situation, it's because this arm is, you know, tilted up. So if we look at it, this arm is gonna go here, right? This is where her arm will go. And it will most definitely squeeze the breast on the side a little bit. So, you know, you need to draw the arm in first so you'll know how the breast reacts later. However, what I want to do is make this arm go a little bit more in. Like so, because I don't want it to exactly follow the shape we drew earlier. So, this is obviously not working out here, but it's very confusing, all these lines. Yeah, you know, in this mess you could get really easily lost in all these lines that you drew, but hopefully you'll find yourself in there. You know, hopefully you'll make better progress than me. All right, so here we go. This is like the arm has now been thrown in, more or less. You know, we're gonna have to edit it a little bit. Edit. I love how I use the word edit for. We're gonna have to fix it a little bit. Make a little bit of a muscle there, maybe. Yeah, there we go. The shoulder may be a little bit too big. I'm gonna make it like this, and I'm gonna delete that. There we go, just like that. There we go. And maybe the shoulder here is a little bit weird. The entire arm here is a little bit weird actually, but let's imagine that it's like this, right? And we make it a little bit up here. So there we go. That's been thrown in, right? And now the hand is just, for the hand, just draw a random shape here. Especially in this particular view that we have, it's not that important. And this thing here is definitely not okay now that I look at it. I'm gonna kind of throw it like this. We're gonna change it later. So here, we're starting to get out the shape, right? So now comes in the breasts. Now breasts usually start, you know, don't draw them too high. So they usually start somewhere around here. You know, above the, like, below the collarbone. Well, technically the muscles go up like this, right? But we're not drawing the muscles, we're drawing the... Basically it's a lump of fat, is what it kind of is. So that's where it would start. And then you can just, for the breasts, you can... If they're just like chilling there, no, so no compression on the sides like we have now, it would be like this tier that's kind of like basically tilted a little bit on the side. So this would be a basic breast, but now we do have this in a 3/4 view, so that changes a little bit, right? And I actually want to draw that a little bit lower. We're not gonna go with too big of breasts here. So here we go, we throw the first one in, and the second one kind of got squashed, so it's, you know, a little bit, that looks horrible. That really does look horrible. Let's actually start with this one. It was squashed a little bit, so it's been pushed, you know, inside a little bit, so maybe make it a little bit lower. You know, there we go. And then the other one, which was, you know, relatively good already from the beginning, so maybe make it a little bit like this. But this is, you know, we always come back to these. This is just the beginnings. I would say. So, you know, dropping that arm right there. Because this breast does look kind of a little bit weird. There we go. We'll see. So we obviously now see that this part here is a little bit too big. We want to move that in slightly, like so, right? So that would be kind of how it looks. Like I said, you know, there's a lot of, you're basically fixing as you go. You know, you don't have to commit to anything, and that's, you know, that's a good thing about sketching, is you don't really have to commit yourself to anything you draw, basically. So you should, that's why you should really start to sketch more. If you don't really sketch a lot, try to sketch a little bit more. Not committing yourself to something, you know, feels pretty good. And we're just gonna throw in that. There we go. You know, obviously there's a little bit of mistake here. I'm just gonna delete that, and I'm just gonna. So this is kind of how her body would go, I guess. I assume, like so. Gonna make her her waist be a little bit more in. Stylize her a little bit more. It's a little bit too much here, but there we go. Kind of something like that, you know. All right, there we go. And just draw these dots for the nipples, I guess. You know, so if you're wondering what direction these would be looking at, this part here is a little bit weird. I'm just not satisfied with it 100%. But I'm never 100% satisfied with anything, so there we go. All right. I want to make that shape a little bit lighter and just like have. There we go. Let's say that it's like this, right? Let's say that this is somewhat okay now. We're gonna probably have to come back to that later. So now we have a huge mistake here. So what we want to do now is draw in how the body would, how the body works. Now this is where it kind of goes in, right? This is where the nether regions start. The nether regions. So, you know, this part is not exactly the best. So I really haven't thought about the position of her legs yet. But I'm assuming that she's just standing still. So I'm not really gonna focus on the legs too much. So right now they're just kind of flying in the air. Her legs, we can just create weird Sasquatch legs. Sasquatch legs. Here, she's got weird bent chicken legs right now. So chicken legs. Because this is digital, you can play around, you can do whatever you want. She's got weird chicken legs for now. We want to focus on this part here. So I feel like this part over here is okay. And then we have a huge mistake here. So we're actually gonna delete a lot of this. And we're gonna repeat the guideline right here. And just drop it in again. And this goes in a little bit and then Alt. So this process is not as fun to maybe watch. So I don't know how you feel about this, but maybe this process is not that fun to watch. But this is kind of what the creative process looks like, and this is really not going out that well. It's really not working out. I don't know what is happening, but it's not working out. So let's actually draw guidelines for that. There we go. Kind of throw that in. Sorry if I'm like not talking enough. I'm not very used to talking while working. I don't ever, work and talk. So this is kind of a new thing for me. We're just gonna throw that in. That's like and we want to connect this line. You'll see why. If you completely delete that, now we'll have this weird thing going on here, but just bear with me as I do this. And now we kind of break it down here. Maybe expand it a little bit more. Right? And that looks not right. Like this. But actually I'm now thinking that I want to maybe position her a little bit different, where her one leg would be a little bit up. So that's what her body would be doing, I guess. Let me see if this would work out. Okay, this could work out. So I'm gonna delete this chicken legs now. This weird chicken legs. So you can probably hear me deleting like crazy here. But there we go. And now we're gonna wanna drop in the knee here. The leg will kind of go down here. Right, like so. Actually, this leg part needs to be changed slightly. Okay. And now that's kind of been settled in, we draw the leg or the foot. We're gonna go down. It's standing, so really we're just gonna throw in a very simple shape. It's probably this foot is too small, so we're just gonna make it a little bit bigger. This kind of looks like a weird clown shoe right now, like a Joker shoe. If you ever watched One Piece, Doflamingo has this really funny shoes. Alright, now the leg needs to be a little bit bigger, right about there. So this is actually, you know, my style, I guess you could call it. The way I style as my characters. They have, you know, female characters have rather huge legs. And that's one part about them that I really like. This is actually way too much, probably, but let's actually draw this leg in first. And yeah, I'm thinking that's a little bit too much. Let me just draw this whole thing here. Indication of change in the plane. And I'm not talking about that plane, the one that you just saw on the screen. Alright, a little bit of the belly button here. We're gonna, you know, concentrate on, you know, different parts of the body. I don't just concentrate on one. This is kind of working out a little bit. You know, obviously a lot of the stuff you can still change. You know, this is definitely, you know, this is digital, so she's kind of making a really weird pose right now. So I might actually think about deleting this and first creating this like it's just standing. So really I've got no good clue, like no good guideline to tell you when it comes to drawing legs. I used to have this guideline where I draw this petal and then draw another petal, and that's kind of how you get the legs. So you draw petals. Rose petal 1, rose petal 2, that's a little bit skinnier, and you kind of get a leg, right? Chip, chip. Make a little sound effects while we're at it. Kind of like that, you know, but obviously you have to adjust the petals, the petals shape. You know, it's not complete, it's not entirely like a petal. So, and I say petal, not pedal. And I'm just gonna make this leg face us in the front. Frontal look of the foot, not leg, foot. Maybe actually adjust this like so. So this video is a little bit strange, probably. It's the new series that I'm kind of experimenting, so I'm trying to create a new series, maybe real time. I still have a bunch of other ideas that I want to try for these drawing videos, but we'll see what works out, right? I'm cutting the fingers right now. If I drew wrong amount of fingers, the fingers are just there, like the lines are for representation that it's a foot that actually needs to be a little bit bigger. So you'll see, I'll actually do a little bit of adjustments later, and you'll see with what tool I would do them with. Because, you know, this is obviously not perfect yet. And it's very hard to achieve perfection. And I had a hard time saying that. Perfection is very hard to achieve because humans aren't perfect, you know. It's a weird knee. I'm gonna create a knee like so. We have this little thing here. Alright, let's see what else. So I like this intersection here is okay. But I'm thinking that, you know, something doesn't quite look right with this character. And now I'm gonna actually throw in this leg now. I kinda want it to be like this. So this is kinda high. I actually want this leg to be maybe sideways. So like this. And down and like that. So let's this time let's start from the bottom up. So we have this little dot. Okay, so what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna try to use simple shapes for you to see how I would kind of go about doing a leg. So for the foot, we start with a circle, and that's like the heel. And then down here is where the fingers are gonna be. We're gonna draw a little bit of a square. And now we just, because she does have a bent leg, gonna draw a little paper kind of thing going on. It's a very skinny paper. So if the leg was facing us forward, this would be the heel, right? This would be the fingers right here. Let's say this is the left leg. And then we just kind of connect it like this. See that? And you maybe add a little bit of a thing here on the side, and you have a leg, right? And you know, throw in lines for the fingers or whatever. So this is very quick. Here the paper is obviously in a perspective, so it's it's bent and it's from the perspective, so it's a little bit thinner here. I'll just scratch that down. There we go. We kind of go down, and then she's standing here, but her fingers already need to start here, so I messed that up a little bit. Let me just. There's a bunch of lines, so I can hardly make out what's going on. So let's go again. Foot. I can draw in the band leg thing. Right, so this is a little bit too circular. That really looked weird. So it's not exactly a circle, but you get it, right? That's kind of how it's. This is basically the easiest shape for you to help your drawing feet. Now we go up, and now I want to draw another simple shape, which is I'm gonna go with the petals, but I'm gonna change this petal so it has a little bump there. So in this inside, it has a little of a bump. You heard me maybe yawn there. So the shape would be like kind of like this, right? Maybe like a cub or a club, or you know, the thing that the weapon from the Stone Age. I don't know what it's called. You know what I mean. So this is that part, and then we want to get this size right here. And this knee is a little bit too low. You see, these are little things that you notice when you are coming back to it, back to the leg. So we want to get this size in here, and this kind of fits in here and in here, so we're good, right? We're gonna need to pull this leg a little bit more on the inside, but I think we'll be good. So as far as the sizes, we're good. So again, another petal, right? Petal, and the same shape as before, except a little bit thicker. You might want to go a little bit thinner here and just scratch this. and make it a little bit like this. Actually, let's go like this. I'll show you. Like this, right? Let's make a normal pedal, and then add a little circle here. Then if you connect all of this, I'm gonna sketch out the shape that I used here on the side, just like I did before. So we connect this. Remember that little fold happens right up there. You'll see it's a little bit of a long leg right now, so we want to change that. Definitely this part is a little bit too long too. So maybe like this, because it is on the side, so this distance here is okay. We want to delete this part here. Let's just connect this like so. And then connect it up upwards, you know, towards the base of the leg, where the crotch kind of starts. And you draw this line in and a little circle here. Now this circle is important because this is still part of from the butt. Here we go. So let me show you the shape that kind of has to be used here. So for this leg here, I'm just gonna draw this, I'm gonna expand this shape for it to exactly fit in here. So this is the shape that we see here, right? This is the simple shape. And then for this part here, it's this shape. So we draw a pedal, but I want to draw this a little bit further away from the leg. So we have a pedal, right? A pedal right there. And a little bit of a circle right here. And we kind of get a leg. Of course you want to adjust it a little bit, but you know, you get the gist of it. So this is the shape that would be in here. So we want to fix this part up a little bit. So yeah, the head is a little bit too large for the body, and we want to make it skinnier with the neck, because the neck is, you know, fits the head, not the body. Make it a little bit smaller, like so. Place the head there and just connect the lens again. You see now? Now the head is a little bit too small. So yeah, these are little bits of, you know, adjustments. I think actually this is okay, actually. We're just gonna leave it like this. So, you know, if you're not sure, just test it out. Like I was not sure. Actually, I swear to God, it looked a little bit too big to me, but it was actually not. So, you know. Alright, so now I'm going to go into time lapse, and I'm just going to make this a little bit more clear. So I'm just going to put these two shapes on the side right there. So these are the shapes that you're going to be using to create this character. Now a lot of this also comes from, you know, just drawing a bunch. If you draw a bunch, this will be a lot easier, and you'll have your own tricks, you know. So what I'll do now is I'm going to expand the canvas a little bit and move the character a little bit further away from that. Hi there, I know this is kind of random, but if you made it, you know, this far in the video, I'm really thankful for you watching this far. I know this is the new series and you're probably, you know, maybe it's not that interesting, it's real time, and, you know, it's longer than usual and not as fun. Nevertheless, I really want to thank you for watching this video, and you've probably noticed that this audio now is, you know, better quality than the entire video. I had some technical issues, so not a very good start to a new series, but hopefully this works out. So again, thank you for watching this video. I hope that I get to create more of these real-time series, and if you like the video, you can let me know. But yeah, I guess I'll see you in the next one. Bye.